This is Adventist News Update, a service of the South Bahamas Conference of Seventh-day Adventists. Thank you for joining us this week. I'm Andrea Musgrove. Coming up in the news, children's ministries leaders get fit for Jesus. Seventh-day Adventist Toastmasters inducted. 90 uniformed officers worship God during our nation's independence celebrations. And over 1,000 young people gather for a Congress in the Solomon Islands. These stories and more on this week's Adventist News Update. Children's ministries leaders from all over the Atlantic Caribbean Union came together in convention recently. Laverne Stirrup has more on this story.
Fit for Jesus was the theme of the first Children's Ministries Leadership Convention, hosted by the Adventist Church in Inter-America, held at Camp Calaqua in High Springs, Florida. At the meetings held from July 10 through 15, Dr. Cheryl Roll, Children's Ministries Director of the Atlantic Caribbean Union Mission, led a delegation of 7 representatives from the South and North Bahamas Conferences, Cayman Islands Conference, and the Turks and Caicos Islands Mission. The convention, which brought together over 540 children's leaders from about 34 countries, engaged participants in over 30 sessions. The instruction was designed to further equip teachers and leaders to work more effectively at leading children to Christ. Some of the presentations were geared toward helping churches include children with disabilities, involving children in mission, and teens in religion. A display called the Parade of Blessings opened the convention, showcasing the participating countries in which Judith Pierre from the Turks and Caicos Islands represented a cone. One of the highlights of the retreat was the Friday evening Agape Feast, New Jerusalem, where attendees adorned white robes accented with gold crowns, symbolizing the righteousness of Jesus. They worshipped in a meeting room decorated to represent the throne room of heaven. The participants were certified at a graduation ceremony where union directors presented certificates to their respective children's ministries leaders. Our local leaders were pleased with the convention and are now eager to share all that they have gained from these sessions. I'm Laverne Stirrup reporting for Adventist Television.
The Soaring Orators of the Johnson Park Seventh-day Adventist Church Toastmasters Club 1227605 inducted its executive officers on July 4, 2012 for the Toastmasters year under the theme Mission-Centered, Growth Intensive. The club honors the Toastmasters promise and affords young men and women the opportunity to develop leadership skills and communication skills through effective application of this training program. The club is proud of the many Seventh-day Adventist members that have taken advantage of the program and are now contributing to the positive development of the church. The Toastmasters Club is an international self-development leadership and communication training organization. The Soaring Orators Club at the Johnson Park Seventh-day Adventist Church is one of the many clubs in the Bahamas, but the only Seventh-day Adventist chapter. The group meets every Wednesday at 6 p.m. in the Fellowship Hall of the Johnson Park Church on Chippenham and Farrington Roads. You are welcome to visit and maybe even join. The officers and members of the Freeport Seventh-day Adventist Church welcomed some 90 members of the uniformed branches of government, including the Royal Bahamas Police and Defense Forces, Customs, Immigration, and Road Traffic Departments, to a special independence service on July 8th. Addressing the congregation was Pastor Henry Monker, Executive Secretary of the North Bahamas Conference. In his discourse, he referred to the state of our country. Pastor Monker said that the Bahamas is moving in kind of the wrong direction when we consider the increase in crime over the years. Monker said that we should not look only to the police to make the crime situation better, but all responsible adults are needed to lead the young people of our nation in the right direction. Coming up in the South Bahamas Conference, the Pathfinders will hold their annual summer camp, Generation Power, in Old Bite Cat Island from July 29th to August 5th. Churches are still being encouraged to register their Pathfinders now. This is going to be an exciting time that you don't want to miss. The countdown to the end citywide gospel campaign begins on September 22nd and will run until October 21st. So you want to continue to pray for this evangelistic effort. South Bahamas Conference's annual retreat for women is scheduled for October 12th to the 14th at the Super Club Breezes. Come on, ladies, get your application forms now from the conference office or your local church leaders and experience the amazing fellowship that only women can have. And here's your health tip from the Health Ministries Department of the South Bahamas Conference of Seventh-day Adventists.
Modern life is so hectic and busy. Could this be the reason you're having trouble with weight loss? Here are some tips that can help us lose weight but also improve our health. 1. Eat slower. Try to spend at least 30 minutes enjoying your food. Faster eating doesn't allow your body to process feeling full, so you tend to overeat. Also, use smaller utensils and serving dishes. 2. Eat foods that are low in carbohydrates. Some of these foods are porridge, bananas, sweet potato, basmati rice, couscous, and grainy breads. These foods are digested slowly, giving you a steady release of fuel and energy. 3. Take the time to slow down and relax. This allows your body to take a break from all the tension and it releases stress. Take a few minutes a day to turn off the phone and the television and feel yourself unwind. Taking deep breaths is also a quick, easy, cheap, and natural way to help counter the effects of stress. This has been your health tips from the Health Ministries Department of the South Bahamas Conference. And remember, it is God's wish that we prosper and be in good health.
We here on Adventist Television take time out to recognize a special lady who was given to the mission of the Seventh-day Adventist Church in the Bahamas for many years. On Thursday, July 12, Sister Alice Yvette Tinker, wife of Pastor Errol Tinker, president of the North Bahamas Conference, succumbed to her illness after being hospitalized for the past 3 to 4 weeks. Sister Tinker, a former worker at the Grand Bahama Academy for a number of years, will be remembered for her smiles as she made personal contact with parents, her singing, and unquestionably her support of her children and husband. Condolences are being extended to Pastor Tinker and his family from Elder Israel Lato, president of the Inter-American Division, its administration and worker family, the president of the Atlantic Caribbean Union Mission, Dr. Leonard Johnson, his fellow officers, directors, and staff, Presidents Paul Scavala and Cheyenne O'Connor of the South Bahamas and Cayman Islands Conference, along with fellow administrators, pastors, and workers. Also, Pastor Everett Brown and the Jamaica Union Conference family, and especially from the administrators, workers, and members of the North Bahamas Conference, who extend their deepest condolences to their colleague, Pastor Errol Tinker, the children, and other family members on the passing of such a wonderful lady. Funeral service for Sister Alice Tinker will be held on Sunday, July 22nd at 11 a.m. at the Shiloh Seventh-day Adventist Church on Torcross Drive, Freeport, Grand Bahama. We go now to world news.
The level of enthusiasm was high in Honiara, where more than 1,000 Adventist young people from all around the Solomon Islands gathered for their annual Youth Congress. Gilmore Tanabossi reports.
Activities for the week include workshops, sporting activities, musical celebrations, and worship services, with a focus on the theme, The Power of One, You Can Make a Difference. The keynote speaker at the Congress is Carl Tafe, who urged those present to step up, step out, and make a difference in their communities.
They've just been changed by the messages, by just hearing my experience that I come out of the world into the church and showing them and telling them that there's nothing out there to offer them. The best thing you can have is Christ. There was a baptism this morning, and another probably 200 people came forward together for this afternoon's call. So it's just incredible and it's life-changing. I look forward to taking this experience home with me and just to share it with everyone that I know back home.
Young people in the Solomon Islands make up a significant proportion of the Adventist Church's membership. It's a situation that produces both challenges and opportunities.
One of the aspects we wanted to address this at the moment is train and equip our young people that are within that category for mission service. And in doing that, we will have an incredible army of young people that will advance the gospel here in the Solomons.
There's no doubt the mood amongst the young people is overwhelmingly positive. This is Gilmore Tanabose reporting for Record in Focus.
You know, sometimes the Christian walk seems to be so much of a challenge, and trust me, I know the devil does not take vacation. But you know, I want you to be encouraged and remember that he who has begun a good work in you has already given you everything you need to complete it. On behalf of the production team here from the media department of the South Bahamas headquarters, I'm Andrea Musgrove for Adventist Television.